Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's just about that beautiful time again where I take time out to encourage someone. Have you ever had a bone stuck in your throat? Let's talk about this. So one day what was I having? Saltfish and Johnny cake. For those of you who may not know what Johnny cake is, just think of fried dough. I must say, the food was really, really good, and I'll attach pictures. But before we get into this, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead and like this video if you like it, so that you'll be able to get notifications whenever I upload a video and you'll be able to see it. I try to make my videos a little bit funny and just to keep the humor. But if you realize with all of my videos, they have always been inspirational and just always to encourage someone. So I was having this Johnny cake and I was having the saltfish, and after I finished eating, my throat just did not feel well. I wasn't sure why, but as the day progressed, I just started to feel something just stick in me. Now this is not a regular bone, it's saltfish bone. So of course, you call like the older generation and they tell you, get a piece of bread, and it has to be like a tough bread. Don't chew it up so much, but just go ahead and just swallow it. Listen, I tried everything. I tried liquids. It wasn't working. I tried not to panic. It just wasn't working. So hours passed and I realized that it was still happening. Ended up having to go to urgent care, and they did an x-ray, and lo and behold, they can actually see the hook in my throat. So because they were overcrowded at that location, they're now talking surgery. Oh no, you're not cutting my throat to get this bone out. Absolutely not. I began to become afraid. And my mom was there with me and just tried to encourage me. And I'm like, can't they just do something else? Put me to sleep and then just try to get it out. I'm there trying to reason with them, and now they need to transport me to the hospital and send over everything. But something happened while I was waiting, that plan that they had to schedule surgery that same evening, it just did not work. And I looked at my mom and I said, you see, prayer changes. I was like, they don't have to cut me. And you know, there are times where we look for God in the big ways, and we need to stop. Don't look for him in these big, huge ways. It's just the simple little things that we need to be able to give God thanks for and just be grateful. So just the fact that I think it was their machine was down or something like that at the hospital, that's why they couldn't schedule the surgery for me to remove this bone. Individual would say, try to throw up, try this, try that. Things just didn't seem to work. So they end up just giving me a referral to go to an ENT, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And before I did that, I had to do, I'm trying to remember if it was I hate MRIs, or if it was a CT scan. It was one of those. And I just remember that. And the reason why I can't remember the details of some of these things is because for years upon years, I was in my early 20s at this time, years upon years, I just always went through, it was just always something that would happen. And it's like looking back over my life now is like I can remember the different stories which, you know, I would share. And I'm telling you these things just to encourage you. When the doctor says one thing, that doesn't mean that's it. When they told me about surgery, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a cut right here. I just thought the worst. I thought the worst. And so I had to go and do, as I say, I can't remember if it was a CT or MRI. I want to believe it was an MRI. I really want to believe that. And it was with and without contrast, so I had to get injected. And I just remember, as I say, don't quote me on it if it's an MRI or a CT scan, but I remember them saying to me, they're going to inject me and I'm going to feel something just coming up, and I must let them know if I start to feel funny. Immediately I started to feel funny, just started to feel like hot. Just the room just started to feel hot. I felt like I was sweating. I just started to feel bad. And I started to say, I'm feeling bad. And as they pulled me out, I threw up. They said it was okay because they had already gotten the shots that they had needed as far as the pictures. So I was like, okay, good. But for some strange reason, they did not see the bone that urgent care saw on their x-ray. And we're trying to make sense of it. Okay, when I threw up, does that mean that's when it came out? But they did images before that. So it's like we got confused. And even when I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, they have some equipment that they use that I've never seen being in the medical field. And they spray something in your throat, and what it is to numb the area so that your gag reflex doesn't act up. And now he comes with this camera and this long skinny thing to just go through your nose, come down, and then they tell you when to swallow because your tongue is in the way, and he's going down. The most uncomfortable thing you can ever feel. And again, he didn't see the bone. So it seemed like what urgent care saw as far as that hook, all I was feeling now when I swallowed was just a soreness. I said that to say, this may just seem like a simple bone to you or a simple mishap, and I know many individuals has gone through this. You know, my parents have gone through this. I've heard my dad say that he had to stick his hand down my mom's throat to pull out a bone, and it was a much bigger bone. And, you know, everyone has stories. I don't want you to so much concentrate on the bone that's in your throat. Look at the different obstacles that's in your life that may has caused, you know, a pause in your life or a setback. Things are not happening the way you want it to. You know, it's a roadblock. So even though I gave you that example of a bone and me not being able to eat like how I wanted to, and how it just felt like it put a halt on life. That could be anything in your situation. But don't let it just stop you. Still put your trust in God. Still lean not on your own understanding. And just know that with everything, God will and He can bring you through. But you just have to put your trust in Him. No matter what it is. What is the bone that has put a pause on your life? What is that stumbling block that has paused things from the way? Is it the coronavirus? Is that your bone? So it has stopped you now from not being able to work. Finances are not coming in like they should. What is that bone? I'm here to encourage you. Put your trust in God. Put it not in man, not in no one else, but in God. So I just wanted to encourage you today. Keep going, keep moving, and don't stop. As I said, go ahead and subscribe to this video. I'm going to try and keep videos coming just to encourage you. And as I've said before, the purpose of this channel is just to encourage. No matter how simple it is, no matter how big it is, I am going to encourage. I'm going to use my life and just let you know how I got through it. So when I found out that the bone was no longer there, listen, I was so excited because I don't have to do surgery. I gave God praise. I gave God thanks. And that's what you should do. When God removed that bone out of your life, and to be honest, don't even wait for it to be moved. Start to pray and start to give him thanks, because you are believing him to remove that bone. And just give him thanks as if it's already done. So enjoy your day. Today's a beautiful day. It's really early. Usually the sun would have been up already. As you can see, the sun just starting to come up. So enjoy your day. God bless you. Stay encouraged. Until next time. Bye.